Hi again, folks. Shell Busey here with my Shell Busey OmBuseyMan blog. You know, I get all kinds of emails, I get all kinds of letters, I get all kinds of phone calls, and my whole answering system has become now part of the blog. And I hope you enjoy it every bit as much as I do doing it for you. Because I got my whiteboard here, I got my felt tip in hand, and we're going to talk about projects that I have had phone calls and all those good things about. So, first of all, everyone today that's in a home that's 30 years of age or older, you will find that you've got a very popular item in those days, and that was the textured ceilings. Oh, I know they still texture it today, but to be in vogue, ceilings are flat today. Okay, so that way you can paint them with a solid color if you want to change the color, or even have this a white ceiling. But in any event, I'm going to very simply draw a line like so across the sheet. It indicates a drywall finished, primed, ready to go. Now, some of you, as I say, will have texture, and I'm going to show the texture on there. Some will have what's called knocked down texture, and I'll show you what that looks like. And others will just be saying, Shell, what can I do? I bought this older home. It's my first home, and we thought after discussing it during our purchasing time, my dear wife and I, that we wanted to get rid of the textured and bring the home up to vogue. So that means you'd have to remove the texture. So we'll deal with that as well. But what happens if that texture is damaged and you may still want to retain the textured ceiling? So let's deal with that as well. Okay, so we'll deal with the whole, Heinz 57 variety of jobs that you're going to run into. First of all, let me show here that this will be the textured ceiling. Now, I'm not telling a story here. I know there's some textured ceilings out there back in the 70s, early 70s, that almost look like icicles coming off the ceiling. I'm not going to go there because there's not very many of those around, and thank goodness there's not, because you take the drywall and all off in order to correct that one. But textured ceiling, that is very common. Some people will call it a popcorn ceiling, others will call it just textured, and anyway, that's what we're going to deal with, and that's what we're going to associate with. Now, if you take a textured ceiling and knock it down, then it might look like that, where they actually take a trowel. When they're applying it, they'll take a trowel and they'll knock all the pointy things off it, ending up with just more of a hard surface, which it really was, because they had different textures in those days. Some of them were popcorn ceilings, some of them was just a standard drywall mud ceiling, and some had the texture that was put on by a sponge. But in any event, it was there, and it was textured. Okay, and then you have the situation where you have a textured ceiling, and then you have this area here, which maybe someone was a little over aggressive, turning doors around, for example, and you get into the ceiling and you damage the ceiling. So therefore you have now a indentation there that has to be repaired. Now, having said all this, I want you to know that at the end of this video, I dealt with this when I was doing my TV videos. So we're going to show you, as well as me explain to you here, how you'll go about repairing or removing. Because that's the other one that we get a lot of questions on. Shall I want to remove a textured ceiling? Well, my first question is always, if you want to remove it, please tell me it's never been painted. Because if it has been painted, then forget it. Because really what you're up against at that point is re-drywalling and refinishing that drywall, and then putting crown moldings around the ceiling that's going to cover up the seam between the new drywall that you're going to have to apply over top. Because there's no way you're going to take off a textured ceiling that has been painted. Now, if it hasn't been painted, then you can take just household ammonia and mix it with water. Buy yourself one of these throwaway type of uniforms, that the white with the hood, and get yourself a pair of safety glasses and a pair of rubber gloves, and then you get your step ladder and normally have someone that's going to help you, because you don't want to be up on a ladder doing this type of work anyway, because we'll put you up here and put you down here, and up here you got a trowel, and that trowel is a sharp, it can be a straight mud trowel. It looks like so, and you take the ammonia. Normally it runs about 3 ammonia, okay? When I say 3 ammonia, 3 tablespoons of ammonia to 1 pint of water. You don't need a lot of water, okay? 3 tablespoons of ammonia and 1 pint of water. Mix those together. Put it into a trigger bottle. You know what a trigger bottle is. Trigger bottle is one of those bottles that you have with the handle on it here, and you go, okay, and you spray the entire ceiling till it's wet. And then you take your trowel and you scrape it off, and have have one of those aluminum foil pie tins that you can just keep scraping it off, because it's going to be done away with anyway, and that's going to take you right back to a nice flat ceiling. Okay, that's the way you remove it. But if you've got the area here that you want to repair, then one of the things you can buy all different brand, like Trend, and there's a number of brands out there today of textured ceiling repair. Okay, and they normally come with a sponge on the inside. And what you do is very simply follow the instructions. And incidentally, it's on the video that I'm going to be showing right at the end, okay, that you'll be able to visually watch it. And you can go up there and you can texture that in there to match your actual ceiling. And then after you get it all finished up, if you really want to brighten it up, then paint it. Paint it with a ceiling paint. When you go to your paint store, your paint department in your box store, ask for ceiling paint. Ceiling, okay, not Sealing, okay, and the ceiling paint, you roll it on, and you use a textured roller. You know what those sponge rollers are? They're all full of slices like that, and the reason why, because when you put them on the handle and you roll it on, the little slices go over top of all those little nibs on there, and it gives you a beautiful finished ceiling. And then you have the crown molds to paint afterwards, and it's just that easy. So stay tuned, don't go away, watch the video, because that way you got the whole 9 yards of it, okay? That's my OmBuseyMan blog for today. Hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye for now.
So you had all your friends over on the weekend helping you move, did you? And look what happened in the bedroom when you were lifting the box spring and mattress right up here. It run into the ceiling and knocked the stipple off, and oh, what a mess. Someone's going to have to repair that. Well, let me show you how to go about that. I'm going to use the Trend Stipple Fix repair kit. It's really great. In fact, right inside has got the sponge way down there. Wear rubber gloves, reach in, grab a hold of that sponge, and bring it up, and it's all ready to go. And all you have to do is take it up to the ceiling and sponge. And you'll notice that you'll get some fairly long stipples. And if they appear to be a little long, keep in mind that they do shrink when they dry. But you can knock them down just by moving the sponge sideways. And look at that. All repaired. Just as slick as can be. Reach up there and knock that one down. There we go. It's just that easy.